let's do just a quick around the room intros. I'm Brandon Wilson. 27 years old. I'm from Los Angeles, California. Just I don't know. I'm an underdog. I love to be doubted. I love to prove people wrong, and it just adds more fuel to my fire just to go even harder every single day. So that's who I am. Just a pure underdog.
And my name's Corbin Patel, and I'm from Anaheim Hills, California. And I've had a lot of trouble past, and it's my time to shine and create something for my family, create a legacy that will live on for generations. And I'm here to sit with like-minded individuals to make that happen. And I want to make sure everybody in my life, I have some sort of impact in a good way, so that way I can be remembered for being a community leader. And yourself, Vlad?
I'm Vlad Buzhnitsa. I've been in the United States for 10 years. Came to US with no English, $500 in my pocket, and no place to live. I remember our first night I slept at this place. The person that was flying next to us in the plane just invited us to stay home because we landed at like at 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the plan B, which is couch surfing, but it was 2 a.m. so you can't show up to somebody's house at 2 a.m.
Sure.
So we stayed at his house, and I've been here for 10 years, like I said, and I'm originally from Eastern Europe. Nobody heard about this country, but you can Google it. It's there. It's Transnistria. It's like part of Moldova. And yeah, just hungry to make it happen.
Very nice.
That's dope. You got one hell of a story. I think every single person here has a hell of a story, right?
Yes.
We all come from different backgrounds, but we all have the same goal in mind to make our family proud, to make that younger version of who we are proud, right? And we're not going to stop until we find, that lane and one day look up and, we have the goals, the riches, etc. So it's a blessing to be in a room full of like-minded men. And I'm just appreciative we were able to make, this happen off the whim of time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's important for people to see somebody's journey, that people that didn't have all of their successes yet. And I think that's who we are.
Yep.
And what is success? I mean, you want money or you want something bigger. A lot of people want just success in terms of things and money. Me and Corbin, we talk about it all the time, that my ultimate goal is to get to the level of success where I can not only help me and my family, but impact a big group of people. Where I'm from.
Sure.
I want to come to school where I'm from and impact lives. And I think it's just something that we want to share. I want to share about myself. And nobody wants to show their journey towards the success. Everyone wants to record or has courage to record the moments once they already succeeded, right?
Yep.
Because nobody has the courage. And that's what I like about you, Brandon. I told Corbin that you have the courage to stay consistent, with whatever you do, with your social media, with your work, and record every step with courage and no fear, while you still haven't got to the final destination. And I think we'll find a lot of people that it's actually majority of the people, because successful people, like where you want to get, it's only like 1%, right?
Sure.
But nobody actually talks about people in our shoes that haven't had all of their successes.
Yeah, and I think another big thing is you're not going to find people like us in a normal room. Not everybody has the mindset to want what we desire. And it isn't from material, but it is more for impact. And I call it being an impact player. That's what I like to say. It's like, how many people can we impact while being able to take care of our families, while being able to build businesses, have these conversations, get off of work after a 14-hour day, and still keep putting in the effort, even though we're not making it in life.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
ask
if I
away.
interrupted you,
Sure.
but I just can't wait to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that we worked 14 hours, which
Absolutely.
is true. I think 12 to 14, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, what time did you wake up today?
Today I was up at 4:40 in the morning. I ended up doing my normal routine, which is do some push-ups every day. I learned from Brandon right here to write the better version of myself daily for the last year. I write down different affirmations to affirm that. One example would be the better version of Corbin is a confident communicator. And I take that into my day. Another thing we did this morning, Vlad and I went to the gym. We ended up going on a 10-mile run around 5:30 in the morning till about 7:15. We did go to work after. We put on our suits and we continued to chase the dream. And now we're sitting in a room to hopefully impact your lives to keep going and be able to one day say, hey, the journey started long before we met. It started in our hearts, all three of us. And now we want to put it out there in the world so that way others can see what it really takes to be successful.
All right. And how long you been doing this routine?
Right now, the routine's been going on, every day for about 4 years.
So how many days do you skip?
For the last 3 years, I haven't skipped one day in the gym. Been consistent every day.
But they won't believe you.
Yeah, that's fine.
By the
I
way,
don't need any validation from anybody.
Follow Corbin's Instagram if you want to actually see what he's doing, because this guy, I mean, he motivates me a lot. I wake up and one of the first thing I do is okay, let's see if Corbin woke up, and he freaking did every time I look and does his routine. I mean, I honestly haven't seen more consistent person than you are. And there's zero chance for you to not succeed.
Yeah, I believe that too. And that's why I'm in a room right now with Brennan and yourself. And Brennan actually goes to the gym just as much as I do. He puts in the same amount of work, if not more. He was a D1 athlete. He knows what it takes to be under pressure during hard times and come out winning. And I think the newest thing for Brennan is the fact that he went through something that we have here in California. I'm not sure if it's nationwide. You can let me know. Toastmasters, which I thought was super courageous.
What's that?
It's how you go in front of a room to learn how to communicate in front of an audience. Wow. So one day when he's on stage talking to people and being that sales executive where he's giving knowledge to people around him, because we're all three in sales. And so we know what it takes to lose, and we know what it takes to win, and we know what it takes to be consistent, because you need good attitude. And we're going to get into that in a moment.
What is that program called again?
Toastmasters.
They accept immigrants in that program?
Oh, yeah.
You tell us a little bit more, Brendan, about what's going on your, what's going in your mind at this time that we're sitting here. We met each other in a healthy environment at the gym. What do you see in the next 90 days that's going to happen from doing this? What do you feel like is going to happen actually?
Yeah. Well, first I'll answer Vlad's question on what Toastmasters is. It's actually funny. We were at church on Thursday, and the pastor was talking to an audience of, 1,000 people there?
Maybe even 2.
Yeah. It was a huge auditorium. Huge. And during the service, I pulled Corbin. I was like, one day this is going to be us talking to either, a certain demographic or whatnot, but we're going to be sharing our story, our expertise, and impacting, like you mentioned, impact players of who we are to an audience that's going to look up to us one day. And it was it was pretty thrilling just to say that out of my mouth. And I could see Corbin was like, yeah, that's going to happen. Building off what Vlad asked, Toastmasters, I'll give a little backstory of who I am. Growing up, I had a speech impediment. So I was scared to open up my mouth. I was scared to express who Brandon Wilson really is because I'd be made fun of. I would stutter. I would say, and didn't know how to collect my thoughts and like share that with people. So I kept my mouth closed. And I knew that was one of my biggest weaknesses and that was hindering me from, reaching my full potential, being successful, leading a sales team, and just motivating people, right? So I faced my fears. I joined a Toastmasters, which is basically a club that invites people from all demographics, all titles to participate in public speaking once a week. They pick the topics. Sometimes it's improv, and you'll have to go up in front of a group of, it could be 20 individuals, 30 individuals, maybe 40, and give a 1 minute speech or even a 5 minute speech on certain things without saying filler words and making sure you say the right words for that day. Like there's a word of the day,
Sure.
verb of the day. So going to that and facing my fear for about a year really helped me just develop more confidence, articulate better, use hand gestures. And it's really, really helped me just, again, develop myself into who I am today. So big props to Toastmasters. Highly, highly recommend anyone who has a fear of public speaking or just wants to be a better communicator. Definitely something to look into.
Wow.
Yeah, I just want to say how much energy you bring to a room as well, even sitting here right now. You have something about you that not everybody has. And I know you've heard it on a day-to-day basis, but the energy that you bring into a room, it lights up a room. It lights up the restaurant. It makes people question, hey, why are we so down all the time? I'm a serious person, very serious person. But when you speak, there's always something about your vibrance. Like it just goes off like, hey, you know what? My name is Brandon and I'm taking over the world and I love that. So I just want to like amend you for that. I think that's one of your best characteristics, I gotta say.
Appreciate that.
And for you, Vlad, one of your best characteristics is the fact that you keep going. Even in your hardest moments, we're gonna go over this topic, you continue to show up even when you feel it's difficult. And you're not only providing for yourself, you actually have a family that you take care of. You're a little bit older than both Brendan and myself, but I
forgot to mention that.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because I didn't want to mention that I'm older. Now that you're bringing it up, I'm 32. No, on the subconscious level, but I don't care.
Older about what? Age is something man created. At the 100%. End of the day, you have the heart of the same people that are sitting in this room today. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Sometimes you need to seek wisdom from people that have experienced life a little bit. And the fact that you're also raising a family shows that it could be anybody looking for success. It doesn't just have to be the young guy that was a D1 athlete. It doesn't have to be the gentleman that got arrested like myself when I was 18. It could be any individual seeking a higher purpose in life.
So, listen, since we speak about the age, I think when you're 26, 27-year-old is the age when from being over optimistic, now you're realistic about life, because when you're 20, it's like, oh, I know the path, but knowing the path and walking the path, two different things. And I say it as 32-year-old because I had time to fuck up more, make more mistakes in business. I had to break my own back and go back and work for someone after, not so successful Amazon business.
Sure.
And when you're 27-year-old, I think a lot of people that might watch this and in our shoes, we all want to be successful. But at this point, when you realize that you're not maybe that special, because at 32, you're not that special. You just got to put in work. It's all about the action you take. You're no different. When you're 20, you think you're fucking special. Yeah. A lot of people think that, but you're not. At 27, you start realizing, oh, maybe I'm not that fucking special. So how do they keep going and still have not only the hope, but believe in themselves? Because now you tried your first job, maybe you're not getting all the success. How do they keep going?
And who are you asking? How does the average person go?
People like us that have the ambitions, but maybe they didn't have the success. Maybe they had zero success.
How do you keep going is exactly how Brendan and I were speaking. When you're faced with challenges every day, champions are not built when you're winning. Champions are built when you're losing, and you find a way to persevere and continue to go. You can't always take wins. That's what Brendan told me 2 nights ago. How can you just have win after win after win after win after win after win and not expect you to feel unsatisfied if you're always winning? When you're losing and you keep showing up and you keep losing, it's a test of your faith. I'm a Christian, so it tests my faith with God. I know some people practice Buddhism, Hinduism, speak the Quran. There's a lot of different religions out there. But one thing is, we're all tested. And if you're not persevering through every test, then you can't receive the blessings of what's to come. And this week has been a big eye-opener because all I've done is complain about the little things. And I realized that speaking with you, Vlad, over the last week, complaining and whining gets you nowhere. And you're right. I'm not anything special. But in order to become special, I have to have that same personality and characteristic Brendan has, which is bringing life to a room and making that, you know what? I don't care what happened. All I care about is what's happening today, like you always say. Not tomorrow, not the next day. What's happening today with my attitude and what direction I'm going in. And I think that's going to be the biggest game changer for those people you're talking about.
Can I add something to it? I mean, talking about keep going when you have failures and learning and becoming the strongest version of yourself in that moment, it's just so true. I can talk on my personal experience. I was 27, making about $300,000. Selling cars back in Chicago, where I'm from, and life was good. Mortgage was like $1,300, 3%.
Damn.
Yeah, put me on that program again. You know, I was like, okay, should I maybe lease Lamborghini Huracan, or should I maybe invest in business? So I quit my job because I watched some cool videos on YouTube about how people become millionaires on Amazon, and you know, I built some good level of business, about 7 figures of revenue, but I then realized the revenue doesn't mean shit. It's the net profit that you make from Amazon. And you know, tough times came. When I just put all my eggs and all my effort on that business and it didn't work out. Like it's hard, because remember, I was like 26 or 27 when I just decided to walk out of the dealership and start that journey. And I was more delusional, which we'll get on that. You have to be delusional a little bit. But tough times came, and I only got better. When the times are tough, you only get better. Like, this is when I started to run marathons. This is when I lost like 20 pounds of weight. And this is when I actually looked in the mirror and realized that I'm freaking fat. Because before that, I don't know, I was blind or something else. Because some people, and I know this on my own example, you just don't realize, you don't see that in the mirror until you get better. And you're actually, oh my God, that's weak. Like, you're fat. And you didn't see that. Somehow I didn't see that. Like, I thought I'm okay. So through that hardships, that's just freaking truth. You get better. And when you want this success, you can read the biographies, you can talk to people that done a lot, or maybe you can, you know, witness it. Okay, after you talk to them, after you've seen what they gone through, like that level of greatness, they went to prison, they lost someone, they, like, the way they work and the routine they have, sometimes you just look at it, like, for the person that is not ready, and you don't want his life. So that's the question you got to ask yourself. Do you want to really go through that hardships? Because that's what it takes.
Yeah.
Because just like going to the gym, right? To be big, to look big,
Yep.
to do as many pull-ups as you do, you have to
Sure.
go through the pain.
Yeah. What's your take on this, Brandon?
You have to lose in order to win. You have to understand what it takes to lose, right? Because
Sure.
that pain helps you build like even a bigger fire inside you to continue to push forward, right? Everyone that we look up to failed to some extent. But again, champions aren't built based off their wins. They're built off their losses where they continue to push forward when the rest of the world, decides to quit.
Yeah. I agree.
There's so many things I could say, but
Keep saying them.
losing makes you more creative. Losing teaches you more about yourself than anything else will. Makes you strategize better, makes you go back to the drawing board, right? So I learned through all my trials and errors of who I am, of who Brandon Wilson is, not the wins, right? Everyone can tell you, oh, you're great, you're amazing, Corbin, you're great, Vlad, right? But who are you when things aren't going your way, when life's fucking kicking your ass?
Yeah.
Right? It's your character, it's your persistence, it's your mentality,
Yep.
it's your internal dialogue
Mhm.
that's going to dictate if you continue to push forward.
And I think that's a big topic, right? It's like, what are you so afraid of if you keep pushing forward? Are you afraid of someone else's opinions that's never going to pay your bills, that's never going to feed your family? Are you afraid of what you see in the mirror, like you said? When you're losing, you almost feel broken. But that's when you can rebuild who you are. Like Vlad is saying, you can go through a moment of transformation. And I think that was the biggest topic that I wanted to bring up today was you need to learn how to lose so you can learn how to win. And success is never overnight. Like you said, it's going to come from all those long hours of self-doubt, but perseverance and grit. And we're going to create something, us three, we're going to have a business in a few years or even sooner, right? But it's three different minds collaborating right now. One has a creative mindset, one has the energy to take over a crowd, and one may be more financially like stable or literate. And you need all of that to be able to build a successful team. There's not one person that's ever been successful in life without a team. Amazon was built with a group of people. Facebook was built with a group of people. Nobody just created the idea and said, let's just launch it. It just didn't work like that. Tesla, he created the idea, but he needs teams. NVIDIA created a computer chip, or basically a computer, and he needed a team. None of the successful people in the world ever were successful without the team. So that's why we sit in this room today. That's why we're talking. This podcast is more to reflect a journey that we're about to embrace on. And I think it's going to be a challenging journey where at first you guys may not be viewing us. But as Gary Vee said, a very successful social media entertainer, who cares? If you have one view, you have one supporter. You have 100 views, you have 100 supporters. You have 1,000 views.
What if you have it for 1 year? You keep posting and you have 100 views. How do you keep going? I mean, you lose a little bit of motivation, right? So how do you keep going?
We just talked about it.
Maybe you should actually change something, and maybe you should adopt and adjust something, because I mean, you do this to impact someone.
Sure.
And it's pretty discouraging when you do something for a year, and let's say that we do this for a year. I'm just asking a question, okay? I'm curious. I don't know the answer. I'm asking you.
Yeah.
So we do this for a year. Somehow, because we're so freaking consistent and Corbin didn't miss a gym for 4 years, I believe this might happen. And then we get 10 to 50 views on average. I mean, is that even realistic, or like I have something wrong with my mentality and we shouldn't even envision that? But what if this happens? Like, do we keep going or we adjust something? Like,
You keep showing up. Gary Vee said it best. You keep posting, you keep showing up, 1 view, 50 views, doesn't matter. And you keep creating.
okay, what do you think,
Your
Brandon?
mentality has to be like, okay, we always have the end goal in sight, but say it doesn't work out, right? Say we were consistent for a whole year. Like you said, we get the 50 views. It's not so much to amass a huge amount of following right now. It's to look back at and be like, damn, look where we started. We shot this podcast with
Correct.
nothing, no microphones or
Yeah.
whatever, right? Just on the whim of a second. But we can look back at this and people can also look back at our journey. Dang, they all combine their mindsets and their work ethic.
Look at
Right?
these
I like
young
it.
men.
Because here's the thing, like, you can't even witness somebody's journey from this level. Somebody can pull up the old photos and put it, on the reel on Instagram and make you inspired, like how they were fat like 5 years ago. But actually, like, and we're not like on the bottom. We're just like I said, we haven't had all of our successes yet. But I think it's just cool for someone who is at our level and have ambitions to succeed, just to witness
Yeah.
our start line.
Me and you talked about this. Like, this is digital real estate that we can always leverage.
That's a huge
Showcasing
word.
our journey. Like we talked about,
Mm-hmm.
Mark Cuban or
Yep.
Jeff Bezos would probably die to go back in time and record a video
Yeah.
or just showcase their journey.
Yeah.
Right? So we're just showcasing our
Yep.
journey regardless of one person views it or 1 million people view it.
Yeah.
One day 1 million people will view it. Maybe it's not in the next year, maybe it's in the next 10 years, but because of who we become
Yes.
every single day showing up, like Corbin says.
Yes.
And we'll
Building
have-
something undeniable where it's like we have to look back at their story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was Corbin's father? Who was Vlad's father?
Yeah.
Why did these guys meet? Where did they meet? Why did they sit in a room and speak about this so freely? What brought that together? It's not just luck. Success attracts success. Money attracts money. And that's what this room is filled with. It's 3 successful people that are looking to be even more successful. Go ahead.
You know what I picked up from you is, and I think it's fundamental for someone who is going up the ladder
Sure.
of success. I think it's faith. It's
Yeah.
like number one. You have to have faith, and you almost have to be delusional.
Mm-hmm.
But this delusion has to be supported with action, because number one quality for successful people, and I mean, we deal with rich and very successful people, right?
All day.
It's just a line of work that we do. Again, we're not trying to look cool. We just came from work. We're in sales, and they're just action takers.
Yes.
Like, you look at that guy and you're thinking, how the heck he got so successful? Because you don't see what he does every day. He's just fearless. Like we did today. We were so busy, and Corbin is like, yeah, let's do it today. Like,
Yes.
this is, you gotta have balls. And you think, listen, this is just a sit down and
No.
and do this, like, or anything in life. It's just pure action. That's all. It's a faith supported by pure action. I think it's a formula for success. That's all.
Action solves all.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
I mean, volume negates luck. Like, that's the thing that's screaming in my head. Alex Hormozy says it best. Like, if you produce enough volume or you do it enough times, you'll super exceed everyone else.
You watch the guy?
Yes.
You like the guy?
Yes.
Oh my God. Lately I've been telling Corbin, like, I just started to really like watch his videos.
Yeah.
The guy's genius. And he's jacked.
Yeah, very jacked.
We should invite him on our podcast.
One day.
Yeah, one day.
Listen, I think if you reach out to 100 people, it's maybe for those who want to start a podcast. With sales skills, you reach out to 100 people, 2 will say yes. And they will say it with 100 subscribers. They just want, first, they want to support young people. Just someone will say yes. So I think it's just, it's not if, it's when.
Yeah. And I don't believe in if. There's no if then statements. It's when things are going to happen when you're successful. Because I'm prone to saying if, and I'm trying to remove certain vocabulary out of my speaking habits.
You don't use the word tired. Like you told me to not ever use it in front of you.
Tired.
We run 15 miles, 20 miles, and you're like, no, I don't use tired. And you are exhausted. I mean, you run without water for 20 miles.
Sure.
Like that run that me and you did. And by the way, I was preparing for marathon. Corbin has nothing to prepare for.
I'm just running.
And this guy is running with me, and we're run by the fountain. We're run by the water fountain.
Yes.
And we both look at it like it's mile 16th. We both look at it. It's like, no, don't be weak.
Yeah.
Let's run. And we're like literally
run past the water.
Yeah.
It was mile 16. He said, don't be weak. And I just kept running. And it was challenging.
It's challenging because each human body is different. Like I can run for 20 miles with no water,
sure,
but this is not normal.
No.
Freaking camel.
Brendan ran a marathon and he never even trained for it. He just went for it.
Oh my God. This is like,
he just grabbed
real toughness.
He grabbed the phone, put his headphone in, and just started running.
You don't want to do that.
This is
like, you want to die. If you do that, what were your thoughts when you were running a marathon with no preparation?
Yeah, so it was actually funny. An old friend I used to talk to kind of doubted me and was like, you can't run a marathon.
Yeah.
Like, kind of teasing me. And I was like, watch, motherfucker. So, yeah, 48 hours, I was like, all right. At the time, I lived in Irvine, kind of by Great Park.
Sure.
I ran from Great Park to Balboa Island. It's about 13.4 miles and back. Probably one of the hardest things I've ever put my mind to and body. But it just showed to myself, like, if you put your mind to it, no matter how hard it is, no matter how much pain you're facing, you can get through it. And that whole time, after mile 16, I was just telling myself, if I can take another step, I can keep going.
It wasn't a race? You just went by yourself?
I just went by myself.
That's even
for
worse.
Fun.
Just a random Saturday. I was like, all right, fuck it. Here we go.
No, that's worse. Like, because that's worse because I guarantee you most of the people talk themselves out of it.
For sure.
Yeah. I'll just tell my friend, like, yeah, you won, bro. Like,
yeah, no problem.
Like, why do I even do it? Because your mind starts talking to yourself. Because when you're in a group, the psychology works different, right? You're in a group, people running, then you see that 60-year-old woman that you don't think that is in good shape, and she's running and is like beating your ass, and you're like, okay, I gotta keep going. But when you run by yourself, there is millions of excuses come to your head, your mind. You just, why? Just stop. No, bro. Like, you did great. You did 15 miles. For the first time, you did great. Just second time, when you try it in tomorrow, you'll actually do marathon. But today, you don't have to do it, right?
Yep.
So
inner dialogue is important.
Yeah.
Just like you said, I don't say the word tired because that inner dialogue that you have with yourself, people call it the inner voice. It's your subconscious. And you have to learn how to control your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is what's speaking out here. This is what you guys are hearing. The subconscious mind is when you're silent and you're producing what you want to speak. And like Vlad said, being younger gentlemen here, we're going to continue to seek more and more wisdom, become slower with how we approach a situation, and that's where the success is going to come from, the manifesting the subconscious mind to get success. Big topic that I love talking about with my father is we are different. People watching this are going to be different. You're not the average person when you're thinking about billions of dollars and how it can impact other people's lives. That does not flow through 99% of Americans or any other country. And why it doesn't flow is because it takes so much fucking work. It's going to take a lot of courage to get the job done. It's easy to turn on the TV after work, crack a cold one, talk about your problems, and then all of a sudden 10 years goes by and you're like, where did my life go? And we see it on a day-to-day basis. I know you see it at your work. My colleagues are always talking about, Vlad's colleagues, we work together, are always talking about, oh, we're going to go to the bar and have a drink after. I don't drink. There may be an occasion where I have a sip, just one, but never under the influence anymore. I used to drink all the time, but
You also don't eat. Did you eat today?
no, I haven't eaten today. So I've been fasting maybe close to 20 hours, 24 hours already. I don't think about it. When you're hungry and you're taking care of yourself, because I'm sure there's gonna be people here that are living by themselves, maybe homeless. I've been there. I know what it takes to be successful when you're at your bottom, but it can't stop. Got to keep going, got to keep going, got to keep going, and create that better version. Brendan here created that. That's his thing, helping young men create a better version of themselves. And that changed everything for me. I'm like, that's what I'm missing, affirming the better version of myself.
But some people are not just, they're just not built.
Sure.
Because here's the thing. Each person is different. And you can only take this much stress if you're not built for it. Like I look at you and how you sleep to 4 to 6 hours for years, right? I know how consistent you are. Like, as consistent as I am, I also want to and like to train 7 days a week. Sometimes I take a day off. You didn't take a day off for years.
Yeah.
So like last few weeks, I worked out every day, like no day off. Like, it doesn't exist. But I know that I will take a day off because I'm built. I don't know if I'm built different, but I just probably get sick or like from sleeping 4 to 5 hours. Like it's not gonna work for me,
Yeah.
And you have to accept it, like, because I think some people, they have lifestyle where they can work all day and not eat all day, and like do 40 different tasks, and like you will be tested.
Sure.
Like, yes, you can think, okay, I can be that person, but some people are just not built for that.
No.
You have to look at it though. Corbin wasn't born this way.
No, not at all.
He built and molded himself through relentless action, like we all have mentioned, right?
Sure.
So yes, I agree. Some people aren't built for this, but at the same time, you can build and mold yourself to a man or a woman that can take on this stress, or that can be this consistent, or sleep minimal amounts of hours and still show up day in and day out. So it's really just the hunger inside you, the willingness to like want a better life for yourself, a better future, and be proud of that reflection staring back at you in the mirror.
But he doesn't get sick. Like, actually, I did see you get sick, and this guy
so angry, wasn't I?
I brought you ginger. Remember, you were sick.
Is such a nice gentleman.
Month and a half ago, I remember that.
And this guy is like dying in the gym.
Yeah, I still went to the gym sick.
We did mention that we met in the gym. I thought you crazy, like the way you work out. The first time you in the hoodie and your pants, like, and your hoodie is tucked into pants, and like, and you talk to yourself, like,
I do.
Like, look at him, normal human being. Look at him in the gym.
Very different people.
But you know what? I still approach you and I complimented you. Listen, first of all, I haven't seen a more consistent person, because every time you show up to the gym, this guy's there, like in the morning. And he just walks back and forth, like he occupies the whole area of the gym. Yeah. And he's like doing different exercises. And I was like, listen, I respect the consistency. I respect the spark that you got in yourself, because like, you can tell when somebody is there to look at somebody's ass and when somebody's there to like work out.
Sure.
You're like hyper focused, like almost crazy.
Yes.
And yeah, that's how I met you.
Yeah, and that's how Brandon, he can tell you the exact question he asked me, when he met me in the gym. You remember that question you asked me?
Yeah, so I met Corbin about 13 months ago. I think it was in October of last year, or even September, maybe even August. But I was I was working out early in the morning at 24 off Jamboree, and I'd see him. And again, you mentioned he was wearing the hoodie and the sweatpants. They were tucked in, screaming, hollering. I was like, what is this motherfucker training for? Right? But I didn't go up to him the first time. I kept seeing him. Was just, being a freaking, just a warrior in the gym.
I thought he's a fighter or something.
Yes. So we were at the dips section, and I just happened to be, to the left of him. And I was like, my man. And he's like, huh? I was like,
my name is Corbin.
Yeah, I literally asked him that. I was like, what are you training for? And he looked me dead in the eyes. He's like, I'm training for life. And I was like, all right, I like that. And he's like, and he just went on a whole spiel.
Oh my God.
I was this individual a couple years ago, and now I'm this just because, I decided to wake up one day and just put action into everything.
Yep.
And I've been being, so consistent when it comes to the gym, and it's really changed my life. And ever since that moment, we started to see each other more and more and
Work out,
exchange information. And, now we're locked in, and now we're here making podcasts, sharing our life stories and experiences, and just continue to push forward. So it's pretty surreal.
Let me check where we're at with, because we're so professional, right? I want to check if our phones are not dead.
What is that, 30 minutes?
So this phone is dead.
It is?
No, it's just not filming for some reason. I don't know why.
Interesting. Probably there's not enough storage.
Anyway, we're still good. We're alive. Okay.
What was the time? 30 minutes or something?
I didn't look at the time.
Yeah, check it again. Don't worry.
How long it's been filming for?
43 minutes.
Okay.
Wow.
And both phones are alive.
Perfect.
God is on our side.
Yeah,
Boom.
absolutely.
Amen.
That was an interesting intro right there. You said God is always with us. Amen, right? I met you two in the gym not too long ago, and you don't meet certain individuals out of nowhere in a city that we're all three not from, right? Transnistria, Anaheim Hills,
It's crazy you remember that.
Los Angeles, right? All of a sudden, we're meeting in this city in California, Irvine, at a gym. And now, fast forward 1 year, 6 months, we're inside a room together talking about what it means to be successful. So what I'm tying this into is God puts certain people in your life when you least expect it, in environments that are the most healthiest for you. And until you learn that your friends that you had prior to meeting certain individuals may not want the same success for you, but the people that you meet along the line of your journey with success, those people are going to help you become successful. And so I just want to thank you for allowing me into your life. I just want to say thank you for allowing me into your life. And I just want to say thank you for the dinner that you provided for me when we, started working together at Fletcher Jones. Thank you for all the dinners that you've provided for me. And let's just keep it going. Let's keep growing as a team. And I'm sure you guys are all going to see this amazing journey blossom. And I'm just thankful. So thank you guys.
One last thing, I have one question for the both of you guys, even something of value that this audience, maybe it's one person, maybe it's a million, could learn from. What's one thing you would tell your younger self on, just the journey you've been through, on how much knowledge you have in the present day? What's that one thing?
One thing I would say, that life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Because all of us, especially younger people, we all want to be rich. We want to be rich tomorrow. And we don't think like in period of 5 to 10 years. Everyone says that, but it's just hard to think in that parallel. But you have to think of the life as a marathon.
To what would I tell my younger self is what the question was, Brandon?
Yes.
I would tell my younger self that through this whole conversation, this topic that we've been talking about, just keep going through your losses, right? To piggyback on what you're saying, keep going through the losses. Believe in the 5-10 year plan. Don't believe in the fast money. What comes to you fast is taken away from you quickly.
Yeah.
What comes through you over time through hard work, right? You get a little bit more satisfaction that it was achieved. And I'm actually not the person that's going to hit 1 million or 10 million or 100 million and still be satisfied. I'm going to be the person that's continuously chasing the next goal that I want. And I'm going to build or buy a commercial building and provide a church to my community. And one of my biggest dreams is to build a gym like we did where we met for kids that are a little bit less fortunate, that are on the spectrum. So those big goals take a lot of perseverance. So my younger self, I'm just going to say to always persevere. And don't take no for an answer. Find a way. Find a way to make things happen. Look outside the box, not inside the box. What about you, Brandon? What would you say your younger self would appreciate what you have to say?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things I could say, but stop feeling bad for yourself. Stop complaining.
That's
right?
huge.
The easiest thing in the world is to give up or to point fingers. Take self-accountability. Make everything your fault, right? Because now you're the dictator of your life and you're in control of everything. You can change how you look. You can change the way you speak. You can change, your mindset, your work ethic, right? I would start there and just continue to put in action, right? Action solves all. Volume negates luck.
So I was wrong when I was saying that you're not built that way. You just can build whoever you want. You
Sure.
just have to go through the challenges.
Yeah.
And you have to go through the struggles. And that's how you build a man.
Yeah.
But it's more than that. You have to look internally. You have to look at every weakness, every lie you're telling yourself, and take full responsibility. Like, you can't run from yourself anymore. You have to face that man that you see in the mirror and acknowledge everything and just build up from there.
Right. And
most men are scared to do that.
Yeah, I
Right?
think
That's why
huge.
drugs, alcohol, porn is so evident, because they're running to those vices to, not face the man or the woman they are today.
Sure, man or woman, correct. And I think that's huge, right? Just looking in the mirror, you only have one life, so why are you wasting it? Why are you lying to yourself when you said, I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow, or I want to lose 10 pounds? And I bring up lifting and losing weight because those are the biggest challenges in America, right? It's not in every country, it's in America itself. And Vlad and I talk about this all the time. Don't be weak. Don't be weak.
Don't be fucking weak.
Don't be looking at the 10 push-ups that you're going to do today and be like, oh, that was hard. Don't be weak. Don't look at life and be weak. Like, if something is happening in your life, take the accountability, like Brandon said, and go make it happen.
And surround yourself with strong people.
Yeah.
Amen.
I'm only stronger every day because of these two gentlemen. And I know that. And you guys that are viewing this are going to meet people like us. And there's going to be haters. There's always haters in the world. But that's not who you're looking for. You're not looking for the person that's envious of you. You're looking for the person that supports you in your dreams and making things that you want in life become reality.
You're looking for the people who hold you accountable too.
Correct.
Who don't allow you to lie to yourself and allow bullshit to slide.
Sure.
Right? We're all very truthful to one another because we see the potential in one another. And we're not going to allow them to, diminish all the work they've put in these past couple of years of some bullshit. So find people who are going to hold you accountable. That is the biggest way to grow in every aspect of your life.
On this note, I think that we should
Yeah,
tell
I think
people to subscribe to the channel if they want to follow the journey.
Boom.
Of us.
And we'll be back. You guys will hear more from us. So thank you guys for your time tonight. And
we'll have some guests too, huh?
Yeah, we'll bring guests along. We'll reach out to certain people, and maybe one day one of the greatest, David Goggins, is sitting in this room with us.
Heck yeah, man. David Goggins. Let's go. Who's going to carry the boats?
Who's going to carry the boats?
You don't know me, son.
You don't know me, son. Yeah. Kevin O'Leary, financial investment, Mongols in the industry. So stay tuned, watch the journey, support the journey. We don't need any blessings from you. We just want you to know that there are people like yourself that are going to be successful in life. Meet the right people, reach out to us. We're here to help. We're here to give advice when we can. Obviously, we're working a lot. So right now it's a little bit difficult for us. But don't let that stop you from being curious. Curious is going to lead you to a better life. So we'll end it there. Subscribe to the channel. You'll click the link below and we'll go from there.
All right.
Have a great night.